First thing we need to discuss is about the geographic information. So the GIS is Geographic Information System. Okay. Before we talk about the system, you understand what is the geographic information. So there are a few things you have to know after this lecture or after you complete your assignment. So first is to need to describe how the geographic information was stored, how to store the information. Okay. And the second thing is we're going to discuss a bit more about the GIS. Okay. What's the importance and the development of GIS. Okay. So the GIS is a system, so that means that it's more than the geographic information. The geographic information is just the data. So can you imagine now if we don't have the GPS and we don't have the GIS? Before that, you using the map? No. Before that, you're too young, right? So you just follow your parents or follow your friends. Okay. If you get lost, then you get lost. If I give you the map, you also don't know how to use the map. So when was the last time you used a map? So why we need a map? The reason we need a map because we cannot see very far. Correct? Unless you're at a mountain, then you know, okay, this is all this here. And then, okay. If you're in the IBDP, then you can see, okay, this is a KK. You can see it, right? Okay, this is one Borneo. But normally, we cannot see very far. So this is why we need a map. And can you imagine during that time, 400, 500 years ago, how those people come to Borneo? During that time, there's no satellite, right? No one knows how the world looked like, right? How the Borneo looked like. So this is a map produced in 1660. So by Netherlands. How the Borneo look like? Do you think the map is very good? So when you see the map, you see the shape, right? Actually, it's more than a shape. If I just draw a shape, draw all the building, all the forest or anything, if I pass it to you, can you use it? You still need an annotation, right? Okay, this is a kampong. What the name of the kampong? This is a building. What's the name of the building? So this thing cannot be done by the satellite or technology. It must be done by the human. Okay, right? Human who annotate the map, right? Okay, so this is how it looked like about 400 years ago. About 100 years later, how the map look like? Can you imagine? A bit more detail, right? This is Borneo Island. At least you know it's an island, right? Okay. As long as you do not go to the interior region, you just go around the coast, it's still okay. You know, okay, this is the one, the next one is which town. Okay. About 150, 60 years later, the general shape is there. But if you zoom in, it's not very clear in this image. You can Google a bit. There's not much detail actually. So and until 1960s, 70s, 80s, there's still a job called cartography. Okay, an expert who make the map. After you have the Google Earth, then okay, you don't need the job anymore. So Google Earth is not very old actually, just since 2005. How old are you during that time? Standard 3. So no wonder you have not used any map. So because of the advancement of technology, now we have a more accurate map. Okay? And it's very easy for us to get from point A to point B, right? If you want to know. Okay? Now you can just go to Google, key in the point A, point B, and then you just click. They find the best route for you. Okay? But underlying this is the map and also the geographic information. Without those things, they don't know where you want to go, how you want to go there. Okay? And another thing is, if you have the map, with very detailed map, if you don't have the GPS, it's more or less useless. Okay? So this thing need to be come together. So I don't think I need to ask this question because you cannot live without Google Maps. Okay. So all information are in the map. Okay. So the way we store information, geographic information, is still using a map. So it can be any map. Okay. So but there's a limitation. So because in a map, for same location, we could have maybe 1,000 maps. Okay, one map for forest, one map for river, one map for the topography, mountain, and so on and so forth. You cannot put everything in a single map sometimes. Otherwise, the map will be too crowded. Okay, very difficult to use. Okay, so that's the reason why they spread the information type according to type of information. So for certain type of information, they store the information in a map, single map. River, another map. Okay, if you want to use it, you just put this map side by side, then you can use it. Okay, and for those information is very commonly used, they just combine them into one map. Okay, so this is how you store in a paper map. Similarly, when you want to use a GIS software to convert your data into a map, you're going to store it this way as well. Okay, not all the data in one file. Okay, that you save. Okay, so you have the GIS data layer for river, forest separately. Okay, after that, if you use a computer, it's very easy. Okay, if you use the paper, you still have to overlap. Okay, if you watch a video, they have to draw in the transparent paper and then draw another one and then put them together, right? But now, if you use a computer, make it digitized, you can just put it on the software and software will overlap. Okay. You know that you also can change the transparency of the layer, then you can see it. Okay, so this is how you can do it manually. But the software, of course, if you use the computer, they can do it in an even smarter way. So it's not easy to retrieve the information from traditional hard copy map. So this is the problem. So that's the reason why someone developed a system. So exactly is the one who appeared in the video documentary. Okay, it's using the computer. So it's this guy died not too long ago. So he's a father of the GIS. So the first GIS is the one that you see, the first generation. It's basically he went to solve a problem. So I think he was given this problem. He was working in one company, and the company need to plant some tree in one of the area in Kenya. Okay, but you cannot just plant everywhere, right? So he need to find a place for the entire country that would be on a suitable slope. It cannot be on a flat ground. It cannot be too steep. Okay, so that means that they need the map of the topography map. Okay. On the land that is suitable, so that means that cannot belong to someone else, okay, and can be purchased, okay. It's not controlled by the government, for example. Right climate condition, so this might be another map. Okay. Easy transportation access, so that means that there's a map for the route, okay, railways, okay. Different type of route condition. Away from monkey. So he need to look for the map. Okay. Away from elephant. And he has to do this manually for the entire country. Can you imagine that? How to do that? So during the time, you might spend about 3 years just to do this. Okay. Now, if you have a GIS, it will take just 5 minutes. Okay. Provided you have all the data ready. So this is why you need to develop something. Okay. So of course you need to overlay data. So this is the idea. But before overlay, you need to overlay the data and also collect all the information. Okay. It's very time consuming. So his idea is to turn the map information into number, which can be recognized by the computer. Okay. During the time, they cannot see the map on the monitor actually. Okay. What they can do actually is digitize the map, hard copy the map information into the number. Okay? And then computer read the number. Okay? And then let them know the result. Okay? So it's to put a number of different map into a computer, compile the number of different map to produce a complete information. Okay? But the GIS is not just map or mapping, digital map. So far I just mentioned about the map, right? Okay. There are two things you have to know. Okay, first, because of the computer, okay, we make use of the computer in terms of the analysis, software, and hardware. Okay, the map is just the data, right? Okay, and there's one more element. What are the things? There's one more thing. So you have the computer, hardware, software, algorithm, data, one more thing. To make this happen, human. Yeah. So the map provides you the information, the GPS tell you where you are. Okay. Of course, the map can be updated the information because there's no map is static, right? Okay. So you have watched this video. So you have to remember, we do this because of human being. We want to solve problems. Okay. So this is the most important thing. You must have a question, have a problem you want to solve. So during that time, when you watch a video, actually it's not too hard for you to understand because you are get use of the computer and all these things, right? But you can imagine in 1968, when people watching the documentary, they say, "What's this?" Okay. So they say that this film examines the working of this new and mysterious machine. But now you have it on your in your laptop, okay, and also you have smartphone. So basically, GIS comprises of these 5 elements. Software, hardware, people, method, and also data. Okay. So I just go through it. So first, we're talking about people. In this course, is you. Okay. All of you are going to learn how to use it. Okay. You're going to work with the data. You're going to work with your computer. You're going to work with the software, and you're going to use the analysis that is already incorporated in the software. You are the most important thing in this course. Okay, not the software. The second thing is hardware. In the past, you really need to find a GIS lab. But now you don't need that anymore. Okay, you can just use your laptop, it's strong enough. And you also can do some analysis in Google. Okay, Google Earth Engine. We are not going to do this in this course. This is quite advanced, but just to let you know. Basically, you can do all the analysis. Just upload your data, write a few script, okay, the programming script, what you want to do, and then click send. Okay, then all your data will be sent to in the Google server. Google will use their computer to do analysis and send you the result. You don't even need a computer to do analysis. You just make use of the cloud server. Okay, because you use a computer because you want to access the software, right? And the solution, but solution already can be done on the cloud. And for handphone, you can use it, but not for analysis purpose. But after you have done this, you can upload all your outcome into your smartphone, then you can start to use it. Okay, it's very useful. So the next thing is software. So first, you have to install Google Earth. Everyone has a Google Earth, not Google Map, Google Earth. Okay, make sure you install Google Earth. It's free. If you don't have any GIS software, if you only want to make a map, okay, not for analysis, just to make it a good map, Google Earth is good enough already. You can do a lot of the things. The next thing is you can have a different type of software. So this is for more advanced use. You are not going to do this in this course. You're going to do the QGIS. So we have the hardware, we have the software. The next thing is the data. Okay, of course. Ideally, I will ask you to collect data, right? The real biodiversity data. But I think maybe that is too much for you to do it. Okay, because it's unfair for you to learn the GIS at the same time you have to go to the forest and then look for the tree, identify the tree, get the data, right? So now, just imagine you are a population of an animal, whatever animal you want to call. Okay, and each of you now has a GPS caller. And every 2 hours, the GPS caller will record your locations and then send back to the researcher. So the data actually, if you want to collect data, it's very tedious work. It's very tedious. Okay, you need to go to the field collect. Okay. So just imagine the data that you have now is the data of the biodiversity data. Okay. After you have the data, actually you can immediately put in the Google Earth already. You can see it. Okay, so that means that you have the data, you have the point where you collect the specimen, and you click on the point. You can put some image or video or description of the particular point. So once you have the software, hardware, and you are the one who have the questions, you have the data, then you can start to do some analysis. Okay, you can choose what kind of tools you want to solve the problem. First, you want to identify a problem. After that, you need to think about a solution. Okay, to solve this problem, first I have to do this, do that. And for each step, you need to use a tool. So this is for example, okay, I want to solve a problem and what I'm going to do one by one. Anything that you can imagine can be done. Okay, just how and how difficult. Okay? And you're only going to use a QGIS software, so you don't have to do all these things. Okay? If you do some very advanced analysis or the tool is not available, then you have to develop a workflow. Okay, you have to write the script to analyze all these things. Okay, and you're not going to learn this in this course. So these are the procedure described, and this is all the steps. For this one, you need to write a script how to do this. Okay. So I just give you a brief idea. For example, here I have the map, so it's too small. I have a map, I have the Google Earth, then I have a human. So based on the map, I annotate the Google Earth. For example, the forest, the mountain, the Google Earth don't have the information, right? So based on the map, I map them. Okay. After I have the map, then I can calculate the mountain, how high, what's the area, everything. Okay. After that, I can have this polygon, I have the shape already. Okay. I can overlay with the forest cover, forest status from the satellite. Then I can calculate how many % of the forest in the secondary forest, primary forest, and so on and so forth. Okay. So why you need to learn this? Do you want to learn this? Until now, still, I think this skill is not very common. Not many people know how to use this. But I think I can ensure you in 10 or 20 years time, everyone know how to do this. Just like Microsoft Word. Okay, just like you're editing video. The software is free. So GIS skill is very important. I give you first example. So this is in the United States. So in about 4 years ago, the government of the United States announced a deal with the world's largest GIS firm, ARIS, to provide software freely to every K-12 school in US. And it costs about $1 billion. So every school children is going to learn how to do this. Because nowadays, all the information has a geographic information, all the data. And you need to know how to process it. You cannot process it with your Microsoft Word, Excel. You need to learn the software to access the data and process it. Okay? Do you know what is K-12? Form 5. So in their statement, the press release from the White House, they say that, okay, they do this because it will allow students to do project of unlimited content. Unlimited content. You can get everything. Okay? From global to local, building community, as well as knowledge and skill for college and career. Okay? And the second thing, this one. So there's a paper published not too long ago, a few years back. So what they did actually, they just, so any one of you want to become academician like me? No, right? Not many of you, right? You just want to get a job, right? Okay. So there are a few skills you have to know as a graduate, okay? Especially if you are in the conservation career, okay? So what the author did actually, they just analyze all the advertisements of the job, okay? And then look at their description, what they require the candidate to have, what kind of skill, and then they summarize it, okay? So this is all the skill is needed. So the highlight one is GIS. Okay, I zoom in a bit. Field experience. Okay, this one, field experience. Other than that, so you can see specific and analytic discipline. Okay. So for example, you need to know the statistic. Okay. See the top one, right? Project management. So you learn this when you do your final project, right? Or I give you the assignment. So the only way you learn is that I give you the task, like a project. Only then you can learn how to manage it. Okay. General discipline, so just some basic knowledge. Okay. Interpersonal skill, you have to learn how to cooperate. Written communication, you need to know how to write properly. Program leadership, networking, personal leadership, and the next one is GIS. It's very important, right? Okay. So the reason is that if you know all these skills, you almost can do any kind of job. Correct?